In this video, we're gonna compare the DDJ200 to the 400 and hopefully give you a better idea on which controller is best for you if you're starting out beginner DJ. So we'll first discuss the main differences between these units, and at the end of this video, I'll give you my personal recommendation. But before we start, let me know in the comment section down below which controller you personally like more and why. Is it the 200 or the 400? Anyway, let's begin. So the DDJ400 is a DJ controller that works with a computer via Rekordbox DJ, and this unit costs about $250. The DDJ200 on the other hand is also a DJ controller that works with a computer via Rekordbox DJ but has an additional feature to be used with your phone via WeDJ, and this unit costs about $150. On paper, the 400 has more useful features over the 200, and here are their two main differences. Number 1, which is the most important one so far, it's the fact that the 400 has a sound card, which means that it doesn't rely on any device to output its sound. You can simply plug in some RCA cables to the unit and attach those cables to a speaker and get the party going. The 200 on the other hand does not have a sound card, which means that the audio that it outputs will only come from a computer or phone depending where you attach the unit to, which unfortunately means that the audio cannot get as loud and maybe as clear as the 400s unless you use a sound card with your computer, which will cost you additionally. Number 2, the DDJ400 has buttons and knobs for selecting songs, inputting pad modes, and for using effects. This is extremely useful because this removes the need to go to your computer and activate and select any of those options. The 200 though does not have any of those buttons and features. It only has a mixer section, joggle section, and cue pad section, and that is extremely limiting because you have to rely on touching and using your computer or phone to do simple DJ things like select songs, and that for me is the 200's worst trait. But it's not all bad for the DDJ200, which brings us to the next section. The advantage of the DDJ200 over the 400 are three things. It's smaller, it's cheaper, and most importantly, it works with WeDJ and other mobile DJ apps. So this means you can DJ with songs from different audio streaming apps like Spotify. And another thing I like about the DDJ200 is that it works just as good as the 400 when you plug it to a computer with Rekordbox DJ. I personally felt no difference at all between using the two controllers when it came to scratching, mixing, using effects, etc. The functionality with Rekordbox DJ and the controller's build quality are exactly the same with its bigger brother. But of course, a DJ controller is just a DJ controller and can only work as good as your DJ software and device can go. So how does the 200 perform with smartphones via WeDJ, the app it's made for? Well, it's good. Doing basic and simple stuff is easy and intuitive, and 99% of people who will buy this unit will certainly enjoy what it can do when it comes to basic DJing. But when it comes to doing hardcore DJ techniques like scratching, it's not as good. A controller will only perform just as good as the hardware, keep that in mind. But how about the DDJ400? How is it as a beginner DJ controller? Well, for me, it's almost perfect. Everything works and functions like they should, and it can definitely go toe-to-toe with its bigger brothers like the DDJ800 and 1000, even though it's smaller, lighter, and is made with cheaper materials. If you're a beginner DJ, the DDJ400 is a controller that can last you a long time because of all of its basic, complete features. The only thing I find lacking with the unit is its absence of better audio output options like an XLR output, but that is pretty much it. So which controller should you go for? Well, if you're a complete casual and just want to try DJing to see if you like it, then the 200 is for you. It won't last you a long time if you plan to take DJing seriously, but it'll give you an idea of what DJing is all about. Plus, that feature to use Spotify and other music streaming apps is just game-changing as a DJ, and you'll have a lot of fun playing and mixing songs you would normally just listen to. I'm sure the whole experience will be quite amazing and fulfilling. But let's say you're a bit more serious into DJing, then I would highly recommend the DDJ400. It's just a better investment to make for an additional $100 because it has everything you'd ever need as a DJ, minus a laptop, WeDJ, and Spotify though. The 400 simply offers better audio output options and a more tactful DJing experience. And if you have a good computer, the 400 will last you a long time. Because of those features, you can definitely use this controller to hone your DJ skills, and you can even use this controller to gig and grow your career. But let's say you want to take DJing seriously and already own a beginner DJ controller like the 200, RB, SB, S2, Impulse, Party Mix, or something else. Would it be wise to upgrade to the 400? I would say no. It'll be best upgrade to the DDJ 800 or just a controller with XLR outputs. Trust me, that'll make a world of a difference when you gig out. But how about you guys? What controller would you recommend for beginner DJs and why? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you all in the next one.